Hi, this is Michael Adams for CEO Roaster and Stock-Telegraph, and yeah, I'm in the mood of reviewing what my companies did over the last year, like 2017, and also want to get an outlook what they're going to do, which is far more important, what they're going to do in 2018. And yeah, today the next company in line, I have International Lithium, and joining me is Kirill Klip from London. He's president and CEO, and it was a really exciting year for ILC. Trading on the TSX Venture, that's the symbol, and also on the German exchanges. And yeah, I already did a video with Kirill in Toronto at the PDAC at the beginning of the year, and then I think another one in the summer. So Kirill, thanks for taking the time just a couple of days before Christmas out of your busy schedule to give me and my viewers an update. So welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Michael, for having us today. It's a great time, just pre-Christmas cheer and everything, and thank you very much. We have really a blockbuster year in international lithium in 2017. So as you know, I'm a very big proponent of electric cars, and all your audience can check out and even must check out my blog Kirill Klip in order to be updated on all latest developments with electric cars, with batteries, and particularly the most important, with our company International Lithium. As you know, I am calling this mega trend in investing in the recent years as the world just before the internet. Energy revolution is finally upon us, and I do not have to sell idea about electric cars anymore. You can read it everywhere, and particularly in Germany, you can even feel it in the air, like we feel it, unfortunately, in London, breathing all this toxic waste coming out of so-called clean diesel cars. So now people know electric cars are the future. And here in my overview of development in this sector, I will stop short, but I have to mention what is the catalysis, particularly in 2017. It's a major tipping point now in the world history. I will not afraid to talk like this. We have sold as a humanity during the whole human history only 1 million electric cars by 2015. Then it took us just 1 year to double that amount, and by 2017, less than 2 years, we had 2 million electric cars on the road. And I'm thinking that next year alone, all world will be able to sell more than 1 million electric vehicles if we will account also for electric buses and trucks, which is extremely important. This is what is called exponential growth. So finally we are here. Why we are in lithium business? I will tell you my story and story of my board of directors, of my deputy chairman, John Wisby. We all investing very heavily in our own business. Why? Because according to my personal calculations, and you should check everything, we will have to produce 36 million tons of lithium in the form of lithium carbonate equivalent by 2040, just to meet the target announced by International Energy Agency that in order to keep temperature rise below 2%, we have to have 600 million electric cars by 2040. And what is our starting point? I will not open you the secret for everybody who is following our lithium story, but it's just 200,000 tons per year. And I'm not alone here now. So CTO of Lithium Americas is talking about 3 million tons of lithium to be produced in the next decade every single year, just in order to electrify our transportation. So this is why international lithium is an extremely important market. It's one of the most important commodity markets I have seen in all my more than 15 years in mining business. And now I would like to tell you a little bit what is happening with our company during 2017. Right. So all these great developments in the marketplace, finally I can tell you that we managed to plug in our company into this electric revolution with our new management team, First of all, we had a strategic change early in this year in January, and now I'm happy to report to you that we managed to build extremely strong board level and management team. And you know me already from our interviews, but I would like to introduce to you John Wisby. He's a deputy chairman, and after very extensive due diligence on our company, he became our co-investor this year, supporting all our activities. And together with him, I invested again a lot of my personal money into our company, and other directors joined us. John Wisby has a very extensive track record of working for a number of years in Asia, in banking. He's a serial successful entrepreneur in a very high-tech industries, developing the cutting-edge infrastructure for banking and other financial systems. We have Maurice Brooks now at the board, who is a certified auditor, and he is in charge for me for strategic risk management. And we have Ross Thompson, who is a specialist in behavioral marketing, and he is producing branding and marketing solutions for such giants as Google, Facebook, and others. And of course, now we have very, very strong management. We are covering all angles of our corporate developments. And of course, our mining expertise is represented with Anthony Kovacs, who is very strong Chief Operating Officer with more than 20 years of expertise in mining and particularly development of projects at a different stage of development. And we have covered all spectrum of our corporate activities. So once we made a very strong management team at ILC, and now you can see results. It's not just my words. Share price showed finally some appreciation by the market of all our efforts this year. And of course, the major asset which we created during all these years, starting from 2011, is that we have a very strong partnership with our joint venture partners. So basically, this is setting us apart from all other junior mining companies. We managed to secure partnership with Ganfeng Lithium. Ganfeng Lithium is the largest integrated lithium material producer in China. Ganfeng Lithium now among top 5 new lithium top 5, including i.V.m, SQM. Now I will put our strategic partner and joint venture partner Ganfeng Lithium there, then Tianqi, and only then FMC. They had enormous growth, and now our joint venture partner is representing a corporation in China with 5 to 6 billion market cap. We have another very strong partner from Australia, it's Pioneer Resources, and with them we are developing our Canadian projects. So now I would like to move forward to the most important results this year. And of course, Michael, you can guide me with the questions you received already from our followers. So our main asset is Mariana joint venture lithium, which is located in Argentina in the renowned triangle or lithium belt in the South America. And finally, this year, we have developed and delivered very important milestone. We have goods in that salt lake. We have a huge solar system. It's covering all solar. We don't have any partners. Nobody else is sipping our milkshake from the same basin. It's very important. This system covers 160 square kilometers in Argentina. And you can see at our very impressive resource estimations, which we filed this year in April. So all our viewers can go and check it on our website. So now we have 1.25 million tons of lithium carbonate equivalent in indicated category. And I can tell you that we have our exploration target of close to 5 million tons. But what is the most important, now we know that we can also process lithium directly from brine. It still must be confirmed on the economic level of assessment, and this is what we're gonna do next year. So here's for you the extremely important update number 1 on our Mariana property, and we saw finally our share appreciated it once investors digested this news, and we were trading as high as over 20 cents again this year. So what I'm talking about here, and I must caution all readers, you should read all disclaimers, but I tell you why I'm personally investing my money with our board, with my deputy chairman John Wisby in this company, because we are talking about one of the largest brine systems in the world, and some analysts in London already putting it among top 10, or some people even talking it could be number 6 in the world. Another very important news release this year was in September. In September, we received a very important report from Synexus. It's a company based in South Africa, and they have conducted the bench studies on the brine from Mariana, and we have received a proof of concept study, selective extraction of lithium from our brine. This is a cutting-edge technology. As you know, so far, the appropriate method of extracting lithium from brine was evaporation. So basically, you are pumping out the brine, you are putting it in a series of different ponds, you pumping it from pond to pond, and you will let Mother Nature to do all the work for you. Basically, water is evaporating, and you will have a different chemical solutions, and you adding different chemicals in order to extract the solution in the end from which you can extract the brine. Beautiful process, already adopted by the industry for dozens of years. But what we are talking about, do you remember that number? We have to produce 36 million tons of lithium, if I'm correct, of course, right? Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm investing in this company, in International Lithium, in our joint venture partnership with Ganfeng, because I really think that all cars will be electric much faster than a lot of people are anticipating. We cannot just sit and wait for Mother Nature to do this job. What if our chemistry could be quite difficult, because every single solar, every single brine system is a unique chemical soup, if you will, right? So the significance of that report, which we received in September from Synexus, they managed to not only to prove, but they managed to produce lithium hydroxide from our brine using so-called membrane technology. When you pump in a lot of brine without any pre-concentration, and you just receiving basically lithium extracted from this brine, and you can put the brine back into solar. So basically you are recharging your solar at the same time. And what is extremely important here, of course, you all know that lithium hydroxide now is the most sought lithium chemical, for example, which is used by Panasonic in order to produce lithium cathode, which they shipping later to Tesla, and then Tesla producing at Tesla Gigafactory lithium cells, hopefully now, and batteries. So we have a lot of conversations. We have Gigafactory, trains are coming in with raw materials, Tesla Model S, Tesla Model X, Tesla Model 3 now coming out from another side. Little bit not so easy. When you will check all the supply chain, lithium now originating in Australia, in Chile, will be produced in Argentina on projects like Mariana. Then it goes to China, to so-called lithium converters, Ganfeng among one of the largest of them. They producing lithium hydroxide. They controlling already close to 75% of this particular market. Then Ganfeng will ship it to Panasonic, Panasonic will ship it to Tesla. So this is what we are talking about here. We are talking about security of lithium supply. And coming back to Tesla, why everybody in the world now rushing trying to find new lithium projects? I tell you why. Because before we had only best cars like Tesla Model S, but thank you very much, it cost quite a lot, right? And we had an affordable electric cars. Again, thank you very much, but it's like vacuum cleaner on wheels. I don't like to drive it. Now finally we have best and affordable electric cars coming, Tesla Model 3. But wait, I will tell you more. More than 120 models of electric cars are coming by 2020, according to Bloomberg. But back to international lithium. So after we made this confirmation that now, in addition to normal, conservative, technologically proven process of producing lithium from Mariana, we can test further our membrane technology, which could improve dramatically recovery of lithium, reduce timing, increase capacity, and adjust it dramatically lower our capital needs to put this project in production. We receive another very important news just now in December, when we announced a conduction and first analysis of our pumping study. And here you have a number. Maybe it will not tell a lot to some of our followers, but everybody in the industry know why it's so significant. We have managed to achieve there with our joint venture partner Ganfeng Lithium pumping rates up to 60 liters per second. And you can compare it with other salars when they're lucky to have 20 liters per second. We were very conservative. We reported in our news release that we have received 3 different speed of pumping between 10 and 30 liters per second. And we still would like to prove with continued tests this incredible number, 60 liters per second. Why it's so important? And I will try to translate to you all this mumbo jumbo like transmissivity, hydraulic conductivity, storativity. I will try to translate it into money, right? It means that now we can talk very seriously what we are doing now with Ganfeng, our joint venture partner. For the next 2018, we would like to conduct preliminary economic assessment of Mariana and pre-feasibility study. And this number shows us that we can pump enormous amount of material, which later we can treat either by conventional method of evaporation, or we will test further our cutting-edge potential technology with membrane selective extraction of lithium. And this very high rate demonstrates to you that our solar could produce very big amount of material to work with without sustaining any damage to its water level. So basically we can continuously pump out without affecting our brine system, and we can be sure in the future, after economic confirmation, that this solar could become a very important lithium producing system in the world. And now, Michael, I will finish up here on our major developments on Mariana with Ganfeng as our joint venture partner. Later you can of course ask me to give you more details. I would like just very briefly to remind you that also we have very important holding in Europe, and basically it's in Ireland, and it's just next to my beloved United Kingdom, where I'm sitting now in London, still breathing very toxic clean diesel, so-called clean diesel fumes. And as you know, finally in UK, even without best and affordable electric cars, unfortunately we are always wait late. We're still waiting for Tesla Model 3 to come here, hopefully next year. In UK, in November, electric cars sales jumped 2.4%. And just earlier this year, I was writing on my blog that as humanity, we just passed very important milestone, over 1% in sales of all cars being electric, right? Already in UK, without the best possible electric cars like Tesla Model 3, another 120 models of electric cars coming by 2020, we are crashing the level over 2% by 2.4. What we have in Ireland? We have a huge exploration property. It's 50 kilometers in length. We have now defined 23 exploration targets, and we are refining the budget with Genfend, and we are moving this very important project in Europe into further drilling, confirmation of exploration potential, and resource estimation stage. So now you can see how our company is evolving in time. We have a full cycle of exploration companies. As you remember, we have this a famous graph, right? At a discovery, share price runs up. Then we are confirming everything, share price getting down, people getting tired. Then we confirmed resources here, check, Mariana done. Yep. Then we confirm lithium potentially can be extracted, another check. We're moving further. Then we confirm it could be economical. So we are right on that slope on Mariana. This island, we still can announce very interesting drill results. So we are covering this part of the cycle. And what next we have in our pipeline? We have very important and significant for us concept of so-called Upper Canada lithium pool. What we are talking here? We are talking that now finally I can stop discussing with you electric cars. You know, I'm still carried away, of course, because I just love this time when we are living together. For me, it's really the world just before the internet. But what is happening now? Finally, guys who are based somewhere here on another side of the Great Lakes, namely Detroit, Ford, GM Motors, finally they all announcing we will produce electric cars for real. Ford is talking, we're going to produce electric cars, we're going to produce electric cars in China. GM is talking, we're going to produce up to 25 new electric cars by 2025, with 2 new electric cars coming next 2 years. What we had before, guys, somewhere here in Tesla was disrupting all this industry. And here I will give you another very important, crucial point why I'm personally in this business. I call it inverted pyramid. And at the very bottom, you will have all lithium market in the world. And I tell you why we have this huge disconnect. It looks like everything depends on lithium. I will not go today. You can trust me, or better you will check it, that lithium will power our world for another 50 years. Everything looks to be dependent on lithium, but the whole market in 2015, summer of 2015, was just $1 billion. Nobody was looking at it. No Rio Tinto, no Goldman Sachs, no UBS. Then suddenly by December 2016, this edge of the inverted pyramid suddenly became 2.5 billion market. And namely, it was only because of price increase. Because if you can believe it, in 2016, all supply chain managed to produce only 14% more of lithium raw materials than in 2015. And suddenly price shoot up at least 74%. So suddenly 2.5 billion market, people start to get a message, what's going on here? And they looked at the bottom of this inverted pyramid, which is now at the top. And at the top we have 12 trillion industries. it's transportation, 4 trillion industry, it's energy storage, which is going to be bigger than transportation, which will demand even more lithium capacity in batteries, and it's $8 trillion. So this is why I call it disruption. It's not only technological disruption. I'm not in technology. I'm in the business of producing sugar for Coca-Cola. I never know who will make next Coca-Cola, but I know Warren Buffett investing in it, and they need sugar. For last 70 years, now they're moving out of sugar, but then, you know, we have other bad things happening. So what we are doing here in Canada, I believe very soon, and it's already happening, people just don't know, unfortunately, lithium will become a critical commodity with geopolitical significance. Because what's happening now, do you remember, Tesla is still getting lithium cathodes from where? From Panasonic in Japan, right? Where Panasonic is getting all this lithium hydroxide? From China mostly now, right? What will happen when China will move very fast into electric revolution? First of all, of course, they will support their own producers. Right. And what will happen? They will just divert all the supply, not because of any political issues. No, no, no. It will be very fine. It will be just economic sense. Guys, welcome to China, already happening. Tesla, you would like to sell electric cars? Come and build them in China. By the way, here's your lithium first, then here's your battery cells, and here's the battery. Please use it here, right? So I'm talking here about lithium, security of lithium supply. This is why our approach in Canada is so important. We are thinking to build a cluster of lithium projects. We already have 3. 2 of them are joint ventured with Pioneer Resources from Australia. When we can build a relatively high-grade but still smaller size of mining projects, and we can build one central processing plant, and we can benefit enormously from very low energy, particularly electricity, of course, rates in Ontario, in Canada, and we are blessed with nature here because it's the cheapest way to ship our product just next into the heart of Detroit. And hopefully, you know, Detroit will make it up, and they already start to compete with Tesla. And of course, as German citizen, and for our German audience, sorry for this, guys, but Tesla Model S is outselling BMW 7, Audi A8, and Mercedes S-Class. Tesla Model S is outselling all these guys. So hopefully GM and Ford will start raise their awareness about this situation, and will start to move into electric cars for real. And now I would like to tell you about very important results from this project. And first of all, it will be Mavis. We finished our exploration program in 2017 with very impressive results here. We have lithium rates as high as almost 3% over 7.7 meters. But what is even more important, we have a larger intersections like 26 meters at 1.7%. What we are talking here about? We are talking about that we managed to confirm with our joint venture partner, Pioneer Resources from Australia, that historical mineralization data is correct. But most important, we found new mineralized zone beneath the previously known horizon of mineralization. Plus, we have now a very extremely important, and this is for all our mining folks following us, we have a step out levels when we can talk about extending of the mineralized zones. And I will mention here just pegmatite number 6, but I will stop short of commenting further. So this is Michael in brief update on all our very, very important developments in our company, International Lithium, starting from very important strategic changes. We managed to build very strong board level team and management team. And now finally we are seeing results of very hard work of all over these years. And what is setting us apart one more time from a lot of other exploration companies, we are covering all life cycle of exploration and development in lithium projects, and we plugged in electric revolution in China with our joint venture partner Ganfeng Lithium, one of the largest lithium material producers in the world and largest integrated lithium material producer in China, and they are providing necessary capital and, what is most important, technological expertise to develop our Mariana lithium project in Argentina.
Okay. No, I think that was very, very good summary and also outlook, Kirill. And just to give you my 2 cents on the German automakers. So yes, we have been a little bit slow, yeah, because we are still looking for the diesel and all that stuff. But yeah, if you look at all the problems that Tesla has in just producing cars, right? They have these technology problems and they can't deliver this. And so I guess the Germans are just doing it the right way. It will take them maybe 18 months longer, but then they will come out with the best S-Class, with the best Porsche, with the best BMW, and we will kill them.
Okay, you are welcome. Come and do it. You are welcome. The more the merrier, you know, here. The more the better.
No, it's all good. And I think that even like the biggest change, yeah, and I'm totally with you. I think that the adoption of the vehicles, yeah, with electronic power, yeah, or electric power, will be way faster than everybody is assuming. Yeah, we are not talking about in 10 years. We are hopefully talking about in 3 years. Yeah, like I was told by my tax accountant that I should buy a new car because the old one was already depreciated, and so they said tax-wise it makes sense to buy a new car, Michael. And I said, no, because I don't know which car to buy right now. Because I don't want a fuel car. I don't want a diesel car. I want an electric car. Like I want like a BMW X5 with electric, yeah, and being able to drive like 1,000 miles. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. And then I'm one of the first buyers. And I think, yeah, when I talk to a lot of the guys around me, everybody's on the same page. Nobody thinks that diesel or fuel powered cars have a future. Nobody. Everybody wants to get an electric car, but they're just not there yet. Yeah, from the development, like the mileage or whatever, technical problems. But in 2 years, yeah, it can be there. You can get a Porsche, yeah, which drives better than the 911 right now. Yeah, it will be faster, it will be better. And so I have no doubts about this. But that's just my 2 cents. Let's come back to, I got like 2 questions from viewers. And the first one was about Mariana, and you already gave us a quick outlook about what you're going to do. But what's the budget that you have to bring up or to come up for Mariana in 2018? And do you have that funds, or do you need to go to the market to raise more capital?
Yes, Michael. I must be very careful here because these budget discussions are ongoing at the moment. Okay. But I can tell you that it will be very significant, important budget which will match the potential of our project, and it will produce first level of economic assessment of the potential of this project. Basically, preliminary economic assessment will be one of the goals of the new budget, and pre-feasibility study. We have funded all our share of particular Mariana joint venture. As you know, in Ireland, we are carried out with our partner Ganfeng Lithium. They still have to invest $6.5 million in order to get their share up to 79%. But here at Mariana, we have to contribute to our joint venture operations, and access to the capital will be very important for us to participate fully in this developing very fast, very important, potentially production system in Argentina. And like I told you before, because of strength of our team, we are literally plugged into international capital markets, and particularly it's my priority, it's my focus to build very strong shareholder base. Together with John Wisby, my deputy chairman, we are working very hard, telling the story in the city of London, traveling all over the world, and you can see now, finally, we can see that Mr. Market, as Warren Buffett calls this beast, is finally appreciating our all hard work. But we will have our own challenges. This is why we're here, but this is why it's so exciting. And coming back to your question about when we should buy electric cars and what is happening, I totally agree with you. Unless you can spend, unfortunately, $100,000 for a beautiful toy, if you can spend it, of course, you're getting the best in the world, Tesla Model S, Tesla Model X. But if you would like to spend, let's say, BMW 3 level, it's like a beautiful Beamer, millions of people dreaming about. Now it's coming, Tesla Model 3 finally, plus all other cars, like you said, from Mercedes, from Audi, from BMW. But what is most important, two more numbers to you, not just about our company here. UBS was telling earlier this year that by 2018, electric cars will be cheaper to own than comparable models of a fuel-powered cars. When you will account everything, taxes you are paying, you know, cost of maintenance, very important, and cost of fuel versus electricity. What happened this year already, like you mentioned? Everything happening much faster. Guardian just reported about the report that already in the UK, in Japan, in some other countries, already ownership of electric car is cheaper than diesel or petrol or gas one over 4 years' time. And this is crucial for this adoption like we discussed.
Yep. No, I totally agree. And so I have actually a kind of twofold question that was given to me. Do you see any consolidation process within the junior lithium companies? That was the first part. And the second one is, are you actively looking for new projects or for new takeovers?
It's a very good question. It's a very good question. And first of all, I will tell you that you're never building something to sell, right? But we are all in business. It's always a question of the right price. And I will tell you, International Lithium is a prime candidate for M&A. And I tell you why first, and then I will tell you a little bit what is happening in the industry. And basically, let's say I will receive a call from Tesla tomorrow, and Elon Musk finally would like to secure his lithium supply. And now the beauty of this thing, and you know, John Wisby, he is very, very IT advanced person on our team, and he recently implemented a tool where we can literally see who is visiting our website. And you know, all these people from BUS, from BMW, from other companies, they all now visiting our website, and of course they visited other companies. Why? Because we discuss it all this conversation. Security of lithium supplies, everything. We have this inverted pyramid, basically, right? But let's say finally Elon Musk calling me, and we have a nice chat. He can be on his plane next day after he will make a deal with us, let's say, and buy our company, and we will think very hard at what price we would sell. But he can be next day on his personal jet to Shanghai. Because what he is having now, he is having 20+% stake in Mariana, and we discussed a lot about Mariana. Very important lithium brine system in the world. He doesn't have very important 20+ stake, including our back and right. All readers should carefully check our financial statements, disclaimers, etc. They will find all this information. He doesn't need to even think about next $50–100 million to be invested in security of lithium supply. He has this money. So suddenly he is sitting together with Ganfeng and they're discussing plans how to put Mariana lithium in production as fast as possible. And then suddenly you realize Ganfeng Lithium, they love lithium, but they're not eating it for breakfast. They're selling these chemicals to guys like Panasonic. Maybe later they will sell it directly to guys like Tesla. So Elon Musk can make a deal with Ganfeng when he will get 100% of lithium offtake, and suddenly he can secure potentially, maybe even with membrane technology, 25,000 tons of lithium hydroxide produced annually. Thank you very much, hopefully Kirill Klip and all management at ILC, that you sold me your company. But you know, talking to you more and more, I don't think we will be selling it too soon, but I would love to start to receive these calls, and I'm very welcoming everybody who is checking our website. Don't forget to check my blog, Kirill Klip, to follow up all our developments. Now coming back to the industry. If you remember, we had a big lithium, top 3 lithium companies. It used to be Albemarle, SQM, and FMC. Now 2 Chinese companies basically broke down that total oligopoly, right? If I'm pronouncing it correct, with translating from Canadian, right? And now we have top new lithium 5. And as you remember, it's Albemarle, it's SQM. Now I will put our joint venture partner Ganfeng Lithium, then Tianqi, also from China, and only then FMC. So what's happening? We have very important to separate here for your viewers if we have some time. What are we talking about, right? And even a lot of investment banks still confusing these numbers. We are talking first of all about production of lithium raw materials. And they're coming from 2 sources mainly. It's either brine, like at our project Mariana, and the most known producer, of course, will be SQM in Chile. But I would like to bring you the news that now industry thinks that Argentina will produce, hopefully by 2020th decade, more than Chile. Then we have Australia, very important producer, particularly for Chinese converters. They're producing so-called hard rock mining source of lithium raw materials, spodumene concentrate, right? So we will have Australia and Chile will be top 2 producing nations of lithium raw materials. Then we have China. It's a top nation. It's the center of lithium universe, which is producing lithium chemicals, which are used later in the batteries. So what we had on M&A scale, because the industry was very small, you remember about my inverted pyramid. First of all, we had a first fight around Talison, beautiful, beautiful mine with highest grade in the world in production, green bushes, right? And we had this fight, and in the end, Rockwood and Chinese Tianqi bought it together with Tianqi in controlling majority on that project. Then Rockwood was bought out by Albemarle. So now they both controlling it, right? Then we had all this political situation with SQM. Chile suddenly start drifting more left, and I wish them all good luck. But SQM was little bit, you know, in political games, particularly with its former history. Then Chinese companies, one by one, start to make dating with SQM. Same people, Ganfeng, Tianqi, some other relatively not well known in the West private equity companies, but all of them were trying to look. And by the way, I think Tianqi in the end bought 3% in SQM, trying to buy block of 20% stake. And then other companies now, as you know, we have in the news, again, Chinese companies looking to acquire a stake in SQM, right? Then suddenly we had a move when this year SQM is buying a stake in Australian company. Sorry, I will not promote it here, right? But suddenly SQM, top #1 producer in the world in brine, diversifying into hard rock mining as well with its investment, right? And of course, Ganfeng Lithium was brilliant in execution of its strategy to secure lithium supply. They have invested in International Lithium in our IPO as early as 2018. Now, as you know, we are developing 2 joint venture projects. One, Mariana in Argentina, another one is Avalonia in Ireland. And after investment in us, they invested in neometals mining operations in Australia. So they secured offtake from the hard rock spodumene mines there. Then this year they invested in Lithium Americas, in joint venture of Lithium Americas and SQM. And of course, like I told you, but all readers must be very careful here, and it's just my personal assessment of the investment landscape, and I'm not advocating anybody to buy our shares based on this information. In this interview, please always make a proper due diligence, always consult your qualified financial advisor, but we are just there for M&A, because we are putting Mariana hopefully in production within a few years. We are already plugged into electrification in China with Ganfeng. And then, of course, you know, at some point you always know what is happening with minority partners. Majority partner is just buying out minority partner stake. So we have 3 major developments potentially for our company. All company bought out by Tesla, Elon Musk. I'm still waiting for your call. Ganfeng will buy us out before Tesla will buy us out, or somebody can just come and make a partnership with us or buy our stake in Mariana. But we are not in a hurry to sell, because the most important message to all our viewers today will be that we are just getting to the crucial step in our new, very important valuation milestones for our company, right? So buyers must be thinking hard, but sellers will be waiting for these milestones: preliminary economic assessment and pre-feasibility study. To translate it to all our viewers, what it means: we have the goods already, we know they are there. We can pump these goods at a very high rate, which is not limiting potentially very significant production from this salar. We even have very advanced testing of the new technology called membrane lithium extraction and recovery, and now we will be confirming economic viability of this project, Michael.
Okay. No, I think there was a lot of information, yeah, which yeah, people have to consider. Yeah, and again, all this information is available on your website. I will also do a link to your blog, yeah, where you give daily information about the company, but also about all developments in the industry, yeah, which is very, very good to have, yeah, to make an informed decision. And yeah, I trust that we are going to catch up next year, right? Maybe in the first quarter, when you have something, or maybe already some of the plans that you mentioned, yeah, for 2018, that you already brought them into reality. Yes, so for now, I say thank you very much for you and your family. Happy holidays, and looking forward to talk to you next year.
Thank you very much, Michael, for all your time, and I would like to extend all our best wishes for the holiday period, and I will not afraid it. Merry Christmas to everybody who is celebrating it. Happy New Year 2018. We are looking forward with my very strong team now at International Lithium and very strong joint venture partners, Ganfeng Lithium and Pioneer Resources, to deliver results which will be preliminary economic assessment at Mariana, new very important drilling program at Mavis Lake in Canada with Pioneer, and of course Ireland will be developing further, and it will be very, very interesting developments as well. Thank you very much, Michael.
Thank you, Kirill. Bye-bye.